A significant and prolonged severe weather outbreak is underway across the United States, with meteorologists warning that millions of Americans face multiple rounds of dangerous storms stretching from this weekend well into next week. The Storm Prediction Center has flagged an unusually active pattern, and forecasters are urging residents across a wide swath of the country to treat this threat seriously. The first wave of dangerous weather arrived Thursday night across the Texas Panhandle and western Oklahoma, where supercell thunderstorms fired up and began producing large hail and an elevated tornado threat. The National Weather Service confirmed that golf ball to tennis, ball-sized hail was possible. Hail measuring nearly 3 inches in diameter carries enough force to shatter windshields and cause serious structural damage. Residents in those areas were urged to shelter vehicles in covered structures immediately. As those supercells tracked northeast through the night, the Storm Prediction Center maintained an enhanced risk, a level 3 out of 5, over parts of Oklahoma and Texas. A broader slight risk zone stretched from Dallas all the way north to near Milwaukee, placing tens of millions of people on alert. Storm chasers were already deployed across the region as the storms developed, and tornado watches were in effect across several counties. The bigger, more dangerous chapter of this outbreak arrives Friday, March 6th. More than 58 million people from San Antonio, Texas to Green Bay, Wisconsin are facing the threat of significant severe weather, according to the Storm Prediction Center. The core enhanced risk zone centers over much of Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri, covering the metropolitan areas of Kansas City and Tulsa. More than 6 million people are within that highest risk corridor. Forecasters are describing Friday's setup as the first genuinely major event of the 2026 severe weather season. Isolated supercells are expected to develop Friday afternoon before organizing into a squall line that sweeps east through the evening. Those early supercells, before they cluster together, carry the potential for long-track tornadoes rated EF2 or stronger. The Storm Prediction Center has identified a 10% significant tornado probability zone over southern Oklahoma and into Missouri and Arkansas, a figure that indicates the atmosphere contains the necessary ingredients for violent, long-tracking storms. Cities in the direct path of Friday's most severe activity include Tulsa, Fort Smith, Springfield, Fayetteville, Bentonville, and Muskogee. Residents in those communities are advised to finalize their shelter plans before storms develop. The safest location during a tornado warning is the lowest floor of a sturdy building, in an interior room away from all windows. Waiting for a warning to be issued before making that plan is, honestly, just too late. Flash flooding adds another layer of danger across northeastern Texas and Arkansas on Friday. Rainfall accumulations of 1 to 4 inches are possible in a short window, creating hazardous road conditions. Flooded roads can be deceptively dangerous. If a road appears flooded, do not attempt to drive through it. Once Friday's squall line forms and pushes east, the tornado threat diminishes, but the danger does not end. Damaging straight-line winds within organized squall lines can reach 70 to 80 miles per hour and arrive without warning. There is no funnel cloud to spot in advance. Oklahoma City is forecast to see that squall line move through around midnight, meaning residents could be asleep when the most damaging winds arrive. Maintaining loud weather alerts on mobile phones throughout the night is essential. Saturday, March 7th brings what many forecasters consider the most overlooked part of this entire outbreak. While public attention is largely focused on Friday, a second distinct severe weather threat develops Saturday that is entirely separate from Friday's system. The Storm Prediction Center has issued 2 slight risk zones for Saturday, one covering Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, and into Georgia, and a second covering Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, with storm activity pushing as far north as parts of Ontario, Canada. Prefrontal supercells are expected to develop Saturday across Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana ahead of the main line. These storms are particularly dangerous because they form where conditions may still appear calm and residents in those regions may not yet be on high alert. Nashville and Clarksville face a storm window Saturday evening. Columbus, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh are all in the path of activity, pushing up the Ohio River Valley through Saturday afternoon. Temperatures are running 30 to 40 degrees above normal across large portions of the Midwest and Ohio Valley. Cities including Louisville, Kentucky are forecast to reach 81 degrees by Friday, and Atlanta could hit 82 degrees by Saturday. That record-level warmth is not merely unusual, it is the fuel driving the intensity of this outbreak. When an aggressive cold front cuts through air that is this anomalously warm and loaded with Gulf moisture, the resulting atmospheric instability can support severe thunderstorm and tornado development across an exceptionally large area. Sunday into Monday offers a brief pause. Temperatures will drop behind the cold front, though they will remain above seasonal averages, a sign of how far the current pattern has deviated from the norm. That window of relative calm should be used to prepare for what comes next. Tuesday, March 10th is already raising serious alarms among forecasters. The Storm Prediction Center took the rare step of issuing a Day 6 severe weather outlook, placing 22 million people in a confirmed risk zone centered on Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, and Oklahoma City, extending through much of Missouri and Arkansas. Day 6 outlooks are issued only when forecaster confidence is exceptionally high well in advance of a potential event. Both the European and American GFS models are in strong agreement on this setup, and when both major models align at that range, forecasters pay close attention. The same cities absorbing this weekend's outbreak will have had almost no recovery time before facing another direct threat. The pattern driving Tuesday's risk closely mirrors this weekend's. A new area of low pressure is expected to develop across the plains. The jet stream will move into a classic severe weather configuration, and Gulf moisture will surge northward again. The threat does not end on Tuesday night. It shifts eastward through Wednesday and Thursday as a cold front pushes toward the Ohio Valley and eventually the Eastern Seaboard. Wednesday, March 11th is being flagged as potentially the strongest cold front of the entire sequence, with severe weather risks extending further east into the mid-Atlantic region than anything seen this week. The extended outlook beyond that points to an Arctic air mass pushing into the eastern United States around March 16th to 17th, bringing the potential for snow from the Great Lakes south to the mid-Atlantic and possibly portions of the southeast. 2 weeks from now, conditions could look dramatically different across much of the country. But the immediate priority is the outbreak already in progress. For anyone living in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, or the Ohio Valley, the next several days demand close and consistent attention to local weather updates. Know where your shelter location is before you need it. Keep weather alerts activated at the loudest available setting. Charge devices before storms arrive. Relying on a single source of warning is not sufficient. A combination of cell phone alerts, a NOAA weather radio, and local broadcast coverage provides the best protection. The Storm Prediction Center, the National Weather Service, and local emergency management agencies are all treating this multi-day pattern with the highest level of urgency. AccuWeather and other private forecasting services are aligned on the same outlook. The science is clear. The atmosphere is primed. What determines outcomes in events like this is preparation.